Okay, once again, we are back on Bukum Boxing TV with Isaac Royal Storm Dogbe. Standing beside him is his uncle, Colin Zoiku. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, man.
Okay, Isaac, it's been a few weeks since you beat Michael Papu. You know, what were the lessons from that fight, and, you know, what do you think you should have done differently?
I mean, you know, first of all, I'd like to thank the God, Lord Almighty, you know, for the great victory, you know, on the February 20th just passed. And I want to thank each and every one, all the fans that came to support, you know, Bukum Boxing News. You never let me down, you know, always doing your job and doing, you know, hyping up the show and bringing people together and bringing information across all of Ghana, you know, and all the other media houses. You know, back to your question. I'm still learning. You know, you never cease to learn. You know, and being under my dad, you know, every time I fight, I go back to the drawing board to review the things that I've done right and the things that, you know, and I didn't do right and the things I've done wrong. And you know, so we learn from each fight. And as you can see, since I've been in Ghana, all the fights I've had it's been progressive. You know, every fight I have, even depending on the opponent, every fight. The next fight is a different story. The next fight is a different. We're making continuous progression. So I've learned a lot from this fight, and I hope my next fight will even be more, you know, better than the last one.
Talking about your next fight, we understand you're going to fight a Ugandan called
Edward
Kakembo.
Yeah.
He's also undefeated, and he holds the African Boxing Union featherweight title.
Yeah.
You know, he sounds, you know, dangerous, isn't it?
Of course. I mean, he's a strong opponent. You know, he just found out today. So you are the first people, you know, to know about the next opponent. You know, since the previous one from Namibia pulled out. I mean, Edward Kakembo, he's undefeated, a very strong boxer. You know, just keep coming forward, you know. So I just saw a little clip of him. My dad was just showing me when he called the name. So, you know, right now, I mean, like I've always said, we stay ready. You know, you don't have to get ready. He's a tough opponent, and he just always comes to fight. Anytime he gets in the ring, he comes to fight. You know, so right now, like I said, I'm a warrior. You know, we're warriors from birth, so there's nothing more we can say about when it comes to fight. We'll both be in the ring, and I'll push him back.
Is there something different you think you will do in that fight coming up?
Of course, you know, there's always new things, new tricks, and new skills that come from the play. When we're in the ring, you know, when I'm in the ring, I'm comfortable. You know, that's why every time I enter the ring, I let people see, depending, you know, when the fight gets tough, that's when they see how great I am and how strong and how skillful I come across, you know. So the better the opponent, the better the performance. So I'm ready for Edward, and I hope he's also ready. He should also be prepared and come to fight.
Does it mean you are assuring your fans of another victory? We understand you've just had a fan club from that. Somewhere
yeah. I mean, these guys are marvelous, man. I mean, listen, they called me and we went there. Man, it was exciting, you know. So I want to thank them so much for them also recognizing the hard work that I've been putting in, and also they also wanting to support. The person that's leading them is he goes by the name IGP. You know, I mean, it was exciting, you know, meeting them, and you know, I want to thank all the fans, Team Dogbe fans out there in Ghana and around the world, you know, for their continued support, man.
And you've entered into the WBO ratings, as you know, you are in the top 15 now. You know, how does it make you feel, and how often do you plan to fight this year, you know, to maybe improve that rating?
You know, right now I'm reading speeches of promotions, you know. It's always looking at putting up, letting me get in a fight, hopefully every 3 months. You know, so right now, being in the top 15 in the WBO and the WBA, it's a great feeling. But then it's like always gives you the how do you call it? It gives you the impression that you're getting closer to the goal. You know, so you just have to keep working hard and keep praying to the Lord Almighty to keep opening the doors. You know, for great things to happen.
Yeah, we did a story with you. It wasn't video, but we did an interview with you last week where you revealed some of the top fighters you sparred with. Carl Frampton, you know, you can mention some of their names. You know, what did you learn from sparring with those guys, and how has it helped your career?
You know, like I said, most of the people I sparred with, I was an amateur when I was sparring with them. You know, and if you're an amateur and you're giving these professionals that were in the world ratings even way before you were a professional, it gives you a boost of confidence, and also gives the credit that your coach has to have. You know, it gives your coach that sort of comfortability where he has the belief that he can keep on going. Because if he's training you and then you go there and you say the best fighters out there, and you're able to stand your ground and hold your balls, you know, and you know, let the people see your ferocity. It makes him also happy. It makes him also want to continue to do the best that he can. And I mean, Carl Frampton, Santa Cruz, Oscar Escandon, Jesse Delano, you know, and many more. I mean, all these people is like a preparation towards a big apple. You know, like I said earlier. You know, all these are world-class fighters, you know, so being in the rings with them and standing my ground, it's like, I know that I'm among the best, you know, so it's like, I just have to keep working, man. You know, like I said, you never cease to learn, and right now, I'm always learning, and there's nothing more we can do than just listen to my dad, you know, and keep on doing what we do best.
That takes us to a chapter, a talk in town that you say you are up for. Guillermo Ringodo, the WBA bantamweight champion of the world. You know, what makes you think you are ready if that opportunity comes to take on a big champion like that?
You know, it's like everyone is seeing my progress. You see, ever since I started boxing, the first person my dad set eyes on was Rigondeaux. You know, I watch Rigondeaux, I admire him. I mean, he's a very, very good boxer. You know, he's the best out there. You know, that's why most of these other boxers, so-called champions, they're running away from him. They don't want to fight him. You know, he's the best out there, and he needs to fight it with the best. But you know, Isaac Dugbe, you know, and it's bringing something different. It's bringing something different to the table. You know, every time you step in the ring, you adapt in the ring. I have the belief that I can beat Rigondeaux because it's like, you know, the most scary thing is when somebody is sitting, somebody is not with you but somewhere else, and is training, looking at you, trying to come at you. When you don't see that person, that's the person that can hurt you. But if someone is standing in front of you and say, oh, I'm going to hurt you, but then he's afraid to, you know, all that means you're prepared for that person. You see, Rigondeaux is a great fighter, but then it takes another great fighter to be another great fighter for him to take his place. And I have the belief in my coach, because he's the one that was going to prepare me for the fight. I have the belief that God Almighty, He never let Isaac Dugbe down. Because of the family I come from, we believe that when you humble yourself before God, He lifts you up. And on that day, when you hear the trumpet sound, that's when you know Isaac Dugbe really means what he means.
You are showing a lot of talent at a young age. Do you think you are being moved too quickly?
Of course not. I mean, listen, if I was being moved too quickly, like by now you would not have heard about Isaac Dugbe. You know, listen, Muhammad Ali set a record. You know, Mike Tyson set a record. So how
young
come
age, mention the age.
At a very young age, you know, 21. How come Isaac Dugbe cannot do that? You know, I'm 21. I haven't got a world title yet. I should have a world title. You know, so that's why you don't stay young forever. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to keep keep on doing when something is working. You just have to keep going at it. And I believe that's exactly what my dad has. That's the vision my dad has seen. That's why we've taken that road.
That's why you went to the Olympics.
I believe that if I wasn't capable, I wouldn't be able to win a multiple national titles in the whole of England at a very young age and go to the Olympics at the age of 17, and qualify,
silver medal.
With silver medal. And my dad also keeps saying that back then, back about 10 years ago, you couldn't come to Ghana and then fight the Ghanaian boxers and think that you're going to win. They will beat you and beat you yourself. You might end up quitting boxing.
So talking about you going for the world title, how many more fights do you think you need to actually challenge for a world title?
All depends. Right now, it's like if the opportunity knocks at the door, we'll take it. We'll grab with both hands. I feel I'm ready. My team also feels we're ready. So you just have to keep faith, keep praying to the Almighty God, and all things will happen. The only thing is that we want sponsors to make this happen. So we just hoping for the best.
So when you study yourself, what actually do you think you need to work on more?
Listen, man, what I need to work on. Listen, look, maybe sometimes, maybe I need to work on my dance, man. That's all I can say.
When you come into the ring, you need to work on your dance. Okay, so basically, thank you very much. And any last message for your army of fans ahead of the big fight against Kakembo, the Ugandan, in Accra, somewhere in May?
Listen, this fight, will be a great fight. God willing, hopefully, across full stadium. We Aborigines Beach Resort have set already. They've set a bar on their first show at the Kennedy Sports Complex. This one is even going to be massive, more massive than the first one. Listen, we're trying to bring something that has never happened in Ghana for a very, very long time. We say Ghana first. You know why? Because Ghana is a gateway to everything in the whole of Africa. Listen, the president, the Honorable, His Excellency, the President said Ghana first. So listen, we're trying to raise the bar. Already we've set a standard. So it's like all we need is for the other sponsors to also get involved and try to make everything happen. So all the other promoters also need to try and be Aborigines bar that they set. The same way that we came to Ghana. Right now we've also set a bar. You see. So it's now up to the other boxers to also raise the bar to try to get to where we are. It's not only Isaac Dugbe. So if Isaac Dugbe is not in Ghana, does that mean that boxing is going to go down? No, it shouldn't be like that. If Isaac Dugbe is not in Ghana, there should be other boxers still